Hey everybody, it's me, Corrie Sommers, your local Los Angeles luxury realtor. Today I'm meeting with one of the local businesses here in Toluca Lake, Foumberg Juneja Rocher. I want you guys to just take a minute. We'll be right back. I want to share with you about this business, and it might be something you need, especially if you're a business owner. Hi everybody, it's me, Corrie Sommers, your local Los Angeles luxury realtor. Today I'm here in Toluca Lake meeting with Ranell of Foumberg Juneja Rocher, which is a full-service firm that does your bookkeeping, CPA, and taxes, right? Mm-hmm. So right now we're focusing on some chamber members for the Toluca Lake Chamber of Commerce, and you guys recently joined, correct?
Yes, we did.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So you guys have been here for a while, because I know I've seen like the signage for a while. Tell us a little bit about the business itself, but first let's start with how long you've been here and what brought you over to Toluca Lake.
Okay, so there was an original firm here in Toluca Lake, it's the Rocher Group, and it merged with the main firm in Encino. So that's why the name now is Foumberg Juneja Rocher and Company. So we are a full service firm. We're 50 strong, and we're spread between the two offices, main office in Encino and an office here in Toluca Lake. We do not just taxes, we also do attest engagements, like financial statements, prepared, compiled, reviewed, and then small business engagements like bookkeeping, 1099s, property tax. So it's a full service firm, as she mentioned. So we cater to all services that you need from an accountant.
Okay. Because I was kind of thinking, did you guys move into this area because of the studios, or who are your typical clients?
So we have a wide variety of clients from different industries: real estate, service, retail, wholesale. So we pretty much cater to a wide range of industries and clients.
Okay. I know the real estate in there. Definitely tax write-offs are, we spend so much money, so we want to get the max.
We want to make sure we write it off.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you live in this area yourself?
I live in the valley around the Sommers, San Fernando area. So it takes me about like 20 minutes to get here in the morning. Yeah. So, yeah.
Totally get that. I've actually had to show them property a little bit out that way, or even in the Verdugo hillside for a question, and I'm always like, you're really not that far from everything. Trust me. Even in traffic, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so you guys are actually at a pretty good position here in Toluca Lake. You're kind of at the beginning of the village, which gives you some eyeballs right here on Riverside. Yeah. What do you like most about this neighborhood?
I like the restaurants. I mean, I've tried to like we have Sweet Salt, next door, and then other restaurants, and it's pretty good food. I like that, and that's why we're excited to be part of the Toluca Lake Chamber of Commerce, because of we know if you look at the list of the members, it's like small businesses, which is, I think it's always good to have and to know the people that surround you.
Absolutely, and I know with the chamber, our goals are a couple things: is really reuniting the community, especially after the pandemic. Really locked everybody down, because this is a special neighborhood. It's a special area for, like you mentioned, small business owners, but the neighborhood itself, the neighbors, it's just a unique area. I walk my dog through every morning. So many dogs. There's like a whole dog culture here.
And people seem to be nicer too.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a little, nicer is always relative. The sense of community, the sense of calm. People come home relaxed, so there's just not. It doesn't feel like you're in the city, even though we're in the city. So it allows for a certain level of decompression. Yes. Right. And
agreed.
Makes you happier. So you mentioned Sweet Salt, which I love. I love them. Okay. Their breakfast food is so good. Yeah. Anything else on the strip here that you have frequented that you like a lot?
Trader Joe's is accessible, so
right?
Just like for lunch, if you want a quick lunch, you can literally walk by. So the area is very nice, and we actually have sometimes new clients that are having lunch in Sweet Salt, and then they walk by and they realize, there's a firm here.
Yeah.
And because our size is just perfect, 50 strong, we can handle sophisticated tax matter, but we're still small enough so we could provide that, hand holding and taking care of, that boutique feeling with the firm.
Mhm.
So we still, we take pride in doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned something because,
Mhm.
in my industry, we have to have a license. I worked in the mortgage industry before.
Yes.
Before the NMLS requirement license, I hold an insurance license for insured financial products. I also
Mhm.
worked for a financial planner in the past.
Mhm.
What type of license do you guys have, or does everybody have, or is it like under the firm umbrella?
Yeah. So the firm itself is a member of the California Society of Certified Public Accountants and the American Institute of CPAs.
Okay.
And then as far as the team, so the management are all licensed CPA in the state of California. I, for one, is a member of Cal State, and I went back to school to get my master's in tax.
Okay.
So the people that manages the firm and some of the senior people are all licensed CPAs.
Okay, that's good.
Mhm.
I mean, and that's really important, especially with regulation and all those things.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you get some clients that ask you about that because
Yes.
they want to make sure that it's a licensed CPA.
Yes.
And you did mention a diverse clientele. Is there any clients that you guys enjoy a little more than others?
Well, not on the industry, but more like when they are very organized, because it makes our life easier. I think it goes both ways. They have a clean set of books. We do the work quicker, so billing is lower. So it kind of win-win situation for both parties.
So that actually brings up something that I want to
Yeah.
ask you, because most of the time when people form corporations,
Mhm.
there's certain filings that have to be done each year. There's
Correct.
quarterly books and things like that. So do you have a lot of those clients for small businesses?
Yeah, so since we're a full service firm, we have clients where we do bookkeeping. So different scenarios where there are situations where we access their banks and then maintain the books. Or there are situations we actually pay their bills and then maintain the book. And then in these situations, it's a lot easier because since we maintain the books, it's clean and then it's easy to prepare the tax returns.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I feel like I should have better questions for you because my sister's actually a bookkeeper. And I honestly don't. I mean, I'm very good about keeping my receipts and then tracking it all and have a spreadsheet, and then I do, submit everything to my tax guy. So my stuff is pretty clean.
Yes.
But I've definitely thought about that in the past as I transition into, corporate LLC or that kind of thing. Do we need to bring on somebody? And, give an idea of what that average cost would be for a small business owner that does need that bookkeeping.
So it really varies depending on the intensity and then the volume of the work.
Okay.
And then I can tell you though that we're very transparent with our fees. So let's say you come and then you say this is the volume of the transactions I have. Then we'll be upfront and say it will cost this much to do your bookkeeping on a periodic basis. Let's say monthly. So we try to be within the budget, especially if we give fee estimates.
Okay.
And in situations where there's unexpected extra work, we're upfront. We say, what?
Big
We
project.
thought it's gonna be like a couple hours. I think it's gonna take like double that. So are you okay? Should we proceed, or maybe we can shift some of the work back to you, and then that will make your, that will be good for both ends because less fees for you and then less work for us, and then maybe at least you understanding what's causing the extra work.
I totally get it, especially if someone's pretty disorganized with things too.
Yeah,
right?
so don't bring a box of receipts to your accountants.
The biggest nightmare of all things.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, if you do, then we'll try our best to do it. I mean, if you didn't track it and you have a receipt, bank statements, and we'll do it. But it comes with a cost. So if you could keep it clean and then hand it to your accountants, I think that'll be good. But of course, we're willing to help if it's been messy.
That's okay. Do you have any tips for people when it comes to something like this?
I think
tips of the trade?
Yeah, I think one thing is to always keep your accountant, in the loop. Because I think whenever we're involved, and we encourage this with all our clients, like don't think of us as your accountants. Like more like, it's a partnership where, when buying your house, let us know, new kid, congratulations, let us know. Got married, congratulations, let us know. So if you could keep us the loop, and we we actually take pride in, responding quickly. And, like for clients, if you give us like a quick call, we don't charge for that.
Okay.
We often get phone calls like, wait, Ranell, do I need to buy a car? Do I lease it? What's the write-off if I do this way? That kind of. And then in those situations, we respond quickly and we don't even bill it because it's fairly quick. But again, we're transparent with our fees, so if it would take a little bit longer, then we'll be upfront and say, you know what, this might take a little longer, it will cost this much.
Okay.
Do we have your blessing? And then when they say yes, go.
So I love that you mentioned, I feel like one of the most common things that kind of circulates out there, right? We always hear people that just shell out some random advice like, oh, it's better to lease a car because you can write it off, blah, blah, blah. And I'm always like, yeah, but if you're someone like me who drives a lot,
exactly.
you exceed the mileage, then you pay for the car twice. It is a nightmare.
Yeah.
What circumstances makes that truly the best situation?
The only thing that I always tell clients is don't let the tax, the tax effect kind of dictate your decision. Because to your point, if you're driving a lot, and especially for your job where you have to show properties to clients, a lease may result to a higher deduction, but economically it doesn't make sense. So you kind of have to weigh in between the tax and the economics if it makes sense, and then so it varies. When a client calls, you just have to make sure you know the background. You've looked at their tax returns and what's going on with with story of their life before you actually give an advice. And I think that's very important because there's no one rule that applies, that's applicable to everybody the same way. It always varies.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is your process for onboarding or getting new clients? Does someone call to schedule a consultation and come in and sit with you and really kind of talk about their business?
Yes. So the first thing is we would like primarily to set up an appointment to get to know the client, and then normally we would review prior returns, and then we'll bring up, I think, and set the boundaries as far as the engagements we're responsible for.
Okay.
So most of the time it's tax return, year-end planning. And then if there are other engagement, let's say we want you to keep up, our books, then we'll do that.
Okay.
And we'll come up with a fee estimate. We'll say, this is how much it will cost, and then we'll provide with an engagement letter when it's ready. And if it's a new entity, like for instance, in your case, if let's say you want to set up a new company, then we normally come up with some kind of like a housekeeping list.
Okay.
Saying, hey, did you take care of this? If you're in Los Angeles, you have a city business license. Make sure when you pay someone more than $600, you get their W-9 because you have a 1099 filing requirement. All these small little details, we kind of sum it up. So to start, especially with people who are starting a new business, we make sure that we kind of give them like a list of the to-do things.
Okay.
So make sure everything is taken
Starts
care of.
off good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's great. Everybody, I have their contact details below, website, phone number, hours of operation. So if you are needing a CPA, whether you need full service or just bookkeeping or just an annual tax prep, definitely consider them. Ranell, I want to thank you so much. We have something else I want to go over too.
Thank you.
Everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this information has been helpful to you. And please, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, click that subscribe button below.